Greetings and welcome to Snapshot Research Brief. I'm Dr. Frank Vernito from the Institute for Digital Transformation.
And I am Hans Gillier from the Goodwin Company. We're here to discuss the Snapshot Research, which is an innovative research capturing the current state of mind of the digital professional.
You know, Hans, in my younger days, I was an amateur baseball player. And after I was too old to compete, I dreamed of managing a major league team using, just my experience, what I've always known. But those were simpler days. Today's baseball managers are expected to analyze tons of data to make correct decisions. So if you're a American baseball fan like me, you'll be familiar with the following scenario. Your team has the bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth, and the score's tied. One run will win the game for you. So who do you send up to bat? Is your decision based on traditional measures such as batting average or hits? Or is it based on non-traditional measures such as on-base percentage? Or is it a formula such as how many more wins a player is worth than a replacement player? Or do you just use your 30 plus years of experience and follow your gut? On the other hand, now imagine you're a C-level executive in charge of digital transformation of your organization. What factors do you use to determine success? Do you use traditional methods like market share or profitability? Certainly, they're important. Or do you use non-traditional formulas in the digital age like the ability to use data to interact with customers or the agility to maneuver? And interestingly, that's what we are calling Digital Organizational Viability Index. So what at the Institute we're trying to do is to determine a data-driven measure of performance in the digital era through a single variable, and we believe this will best be reflected through a composite of both traditional and non-traditional performance measures. With that, let's take a look at our latest snapshot on digital organizational viability and the 3 brutal facts. So Hans, why don't you take us through that?
Thank you so much, Frank. Let's review the 3 brutal facts of digital organization viability from the Snapshot Research. The first brutal fact is the notion that we have traditional companies move from cost focus to customer focus. Traditionally, companies had 2 major strategies, either operational excellence or customer intimacy. Traditionally, operational excellence has been the major strategy for many companies, where they actually streamlined the organization and production units to make a margin on their goods and products and services. Today, we see a shift in this, going from cost focus to customer focus. And then more and more companies are focusing on customer intimacy to deliver services that are more in line with the customer expectations and demand. A Gartner study a few years ago showed something very interesting in this domain. They said that companies focusing on customer intimacy are generally more successful in terms of profit growth, return on equity, and cost efficiency than companies focusing on just managing cost as operational excellence. This is a quite interesting paradox that the companies that are focused more on customers are more cost efficient than those focusing on cost. But this paradox is quite natural, since customer intimacy companies has a natural way of prioritizing and balancing value creation and cost. The second brutal fact is that digital companies have moved from seeing digital transformation only focused on technology, but now focusing on change. For many years, digital transformation was about technology and reducing internal costs. There was high focus on process automation, including robotics, and we saw high focus on different e-commerce platforms and so on. It all evolved around technology. But now we see that the common digital vision, which is a foundation for change, is something that is prioritized among digital companies. So we see that we have gone beyond technology, understanding that digital transformation is all about changing all corporate capabilities and foremost the mindset and behavior of employees. And for that, you need the common digital vision. So the common digital vision is the first and primary step in reaching a successful change in any organization. So we are on the right track in this matter. The third brutal fact of the snapshot research is a clear underestimation of the importance of employees. Both traditional and digital companies rate employees in terms of satisfaction and engagement lower than their other factors, which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
We have learned from the articles of Institute of Digital Transformation that people and culture are the main obstacles, are the main drivers for digital transformation.
Right.
And therefore, we need to acknowledge the importance of employees for actually reaching digital competitiveness in the future.
Right.
This is quite interesting. And Gallup states that 14% of employees generally today are engaged at work. And this is a huge problem because engagement is the foundation for change and competitiveness, creativity, and innovation. And we can almost say that, as we stated in the last snapshot, that the future digital competitiveness will be a battle of culture and a level of engaged employees.
Right. Right. There's a McKinsey study out on culture as well that we often cite here at the Institute. And I just want to point out that, yes, companies have, or the respondents, let's say, have rated satisfaction and engagement lower of importance. I just want to make a distinction between satisfaction and engagement from the snapshot. Satisfaction is basically how happy are your employees, and engagement is how committed are your employees to your mission, goals, and objectives. So both of those are rated low. So yeah, clearly underestimating the importance of the employee in this algorithm has been one of the brutal facts. And so that was a surprising finding in this snapshot. And measuring organizational performance is fundamental to determining success and viability in one's industry or sector. Historically, organizations have measured performance using financial and related measures. However, traditional measures of success based on cost accounting information provide some support to organizations on their digital journey, but they don't map performance and improvements seen by the customer. And that's kind of important. So in a successful digital organization, performance should be measured by the factors that contribute to improvements seen by the customer, as well as the results delivered to other stakeholders, such as shareholders. So in spite of the brutal facts, this is where we need to go.
I definitely agree with that. It's a really good conclusion to this snapshot, because this is all the time we have today. And please join us next time when we do our next Snapshot Research Brief. I'm Hans Gillier.
And I'm Dr. Frank Granito. See you next time on Snapshot Research Brief.
Bye.